Hello everyone, I'm once again Nuskadamo and it's time for another 2 words challenge run. First one was a lot of fun, but this time I wanted to try something different from just finishing the game under certain circumstances. I will do another mini story run later on, when I come up with a challenge that is both unique and doable, but for now let's see what's the best way to get rich in 2 words. Just like the one in the last video, this is a test run. I'm just throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks and reporting everything to you afterwards. If you wanna try it for yourself, then awesome. I'll also probably make an attempt and record all of my runs after I'm done documenting a theory for the third one, but let's focus on the present first. The skill we are going to need for this run is only one: lockpicking. In some of the footage shown in this video you'll probably catch me upgrading other stats, such as pickpocketing and sneaking, but as we will see later, both will prove to be useless. As I said last time, in 2 words, you can't just learn a skill by feeding points to it, you gotta first reach higher levels. This means that I need to level up as quickly as humanly possible before I start with my plan. Luckily for us, in the very first village of the game there is enough simple and quick missions that we can get up to level 6 in a very short time, plus all the initial main quests. The minimum level required to fully upgrade lockpicking to a point where it's going to be consistent in most cases is 9. We could grind more and get to 12 or 15, but at one point leveling up will become too slow. And while it's still doable, my intention is to create a run that takes the least possible amount of time, and I think that just by staying at level 9, we won't lose any more time than it would take to level up for this long. One thing that you can upgrade as much as you want though is strength, which is needed in order to increase the size of your inventory. Initially I thought that anything past 100 points of weight was overkill, because I was under the impression that you will never need more than that much space to store equipment at once. But I was wrong. Since we're luckily not going to get past level 1, by dedicating ourselves to increasing strength and strength only, we should get to around 160 points of weight. And while that's still not optimal, it will do. One thing worth pointing out is that the 2 words inventory system does not only count the weight of an object, but also the space it takes, meaning that you can run out of space no matter how high your strength is. Sadly, there seems to be no way to increase the space of the inventory, so we will just have to deal with it. 2 words does not have a speech or barter skill that we can evolve to get better prices. The only way we have is to get the favor of the Merchants Association. The problem is that while it makes the prices lower for things that we want to buy, it doesn't make the prices for the things we want to sell higher. So it really doesn't matter for this run. One thing we wanna do for the run is reach every city and village in the game with a teleporter attached to it, so that we can travel from one point to the other as quickly as possible. But before that happens, we are going to do a lot of walking between those places, and the paths that link each city and village are going to be filled with plenty of random herbs and mushrooms. Pick those up, they take a little space in the inventory and they hold no weight, so no negatives in that. Another thing you are going to find is groms and bandit camps. You could choose to kill them and steal their loot, but it's going to be very time consuming with the build we're using. What you could do instead is just open the chest that you can very frequently find on their camps, and it is a good occasion to talk about lockpicking. The content of a recipient entirely depends on RNG. If you find one, save your game, unlock the recipient, load the game, unlock it again, and the 2 results will be completely different. The difference in content between the lesser recipients and the more advanced ones is not too big, which is why I'm not worried to fully upgrading lockpicking. The game has no automatically unlocked recipients in the whole map, meaning that having at least a single lockpick available is of vital importance. Near Tarbakin there is a guy who sells a ton of lockpicks. Buy at least a bunch of them so that you never run out. Unlike Oblivion or Skyrim, you have no direct control outside of the skill points on how lucky you are to successfully pick a lock. You just click one and hope for the best, making this a very frustrating process. In case of failure, you can just, reload the game and try again, but I don't like doing it, and I didn't do it in the run. But I mean, it's not like your failure depends on your incompetence, so if you were to do it, if you find this to be a viable strategy, then don't feel guilty doing it, it's fine. Anyways, once you are at level 9, you have a checkpoint on every city and village. You got rid of everything you found along the way, the fun can finally begin. In short, we are just going to enter in a city, unlock every single door, steal everything inside, run away before the guards catch us, sell our equipment to the merchants of the city, loot the city as well, and continue until the whole world hates you. I gave myself a time limit of 2 hours just to see how much it was possible to gain with this method in such a short amount of time, and the result is almost 50,000 golds. This is really a good result by itself, but keep in mind that this wasn't an optimized run. I spent an unnecessary amount of time trying to get reputation for the Merchants Association, I lost my teleporting stone, I died a lot trying to fight enemies that I realized weren't really worth fighting, I went in places not worth going to, and in short there is a lot of room to improve here. But I'm still happy with what I got. Some of you may wonder why I didn't use pickpocketing in this run, and the answer is that it simply doesn't work. And I don't mean that it's not viable, and I mean that it literally does not work. I don't know if it's a bug, or me not quite understanding what the deal is, but I keep pressing 4 behind someone, but nothing will happen. Would this have made that big of a difference? I can tell, it certainly would have helped, but yeah. Now that I'm done complaining, I guess that's it for the video. This was, just like the last time, it was fun, to document. I hope you liked it as well, and don't forget that you can play my games in the links in the description. See you next video!